let's just be honest with each other for a moment. Who hasn't dreamt of finding that magic bullet, that secret handshake maybe, to make money without breaking a sweat? Especially when life's pressures are piling up,
Absolutely.
Well, today we're diving into an investment opportunity, and I use quotes there, that landed in our lap through a personal connection. And it promised exactly that. Big returns, minimal effort.
And that's really our mission for this deep dive. We've got this compelling raw source, it's actually a phone call, where a potential investor is pitched this very unique deal.
Right.
So we're going to try and dissect the specific claims, the mechanics or alleged mechanics of this proposed scheme. We'll look at what sounds appealing, sure, but maybe more importantly, what immediately sets off alarm bells.
Red flags.
Exactly, the red flags. And, what underlying principles of these kinds of propositions we can sort of glean from how this one was presented.
Yeah, exactly. Our source is this, pretty candid phone call between two people. One is really enthusiastically offering what she actually calls an investment scheme.
She uses that word.
She does. To the other person who's, clearly curious, but also, understandably a bit cautious. So our goal is to unpack the specifics, the questions it triggered, and frankly, some of the, let's say, questionable logic presented.
Okay. Let's get into it.
So let's lay out the initial pitch, because this is what really hooked our listeners straight away. It started when a friend, referred to as Miss Rat, introduced our potential investor to this whole thing. The friend's exact words were, "You can make loads of money from it." Simple as that. What's the hook there?
Well, beyond the obvious loads of money, one striking thing is how fast they get to the numbers. It feels designed to just, impress you.
Yeah.
So an upfront investment of $2,335. In return, a promise of £300 every single month. Plus, and this is the big one, £12,000 at the end of the year. I mean, if you connect that to the bigger picture, that's just an absolutely staggering annual return on, let's face it, a pretty small initial sum. Legitimate investments just don't really promise that without massive, clearly stated risk.
Doesn't happen.
It really triggers that too good to be true feeling straight off. Because, risk and reward, they usually go hand in hand in finance.
And it gets even more tempting, doesn't it, with this promise of almost immediate gratification.
Mm-hmm.
The offer actually states, if you start today, you could get 2 payments in the very first month. One on the 15th, another on the 28th.
Right.
That's £600 total, like within weeks.
Yeah, £600 back almost immediately on a $2,335 Alzalve investment. That's a powerful lure, isn't it? Especially if you're feeling the pinch.
Definitely.
And then there's the bureaucracy part, or rather the lack of it.
Right. That stood out.
Yeah. The person pitching it claims no paperwork or anything. She actually says it's done through myself, not through like a company or anything.
And that's pitched as a good thing. Like, oh, we're cutting out the middleman.
Exactly. Presented as a benefit, cutting red tape. But this is where it just completely diverges from any normal, legitimate investment.
How so?
Well, proper investments, especially here in the UK, they operate under regulators like the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority. They require paperwork for transparency, for accountability, for protecting you, the investor.
Okay.
So skipping that isn't just cutting red tape. It's basically operating completely outside the legal safety net that's supposed to protect your money.
And just when you might start feeling a bit uneasy about all that, they throw in this supposed safety net. The worst case scenario, she calls it. If it does flop, you get your money back. You don't have to pay nothing back.
Wow. Just wow.
That must sound incredibly reassuring, right?
Yeah.
But is there any actual investment, even a really speculative one, that could genuinely offer a money-back guarantee if it flops? No strings attached.
Absolutely not. No way. That guarantee is probably the biggest, loudest red flag of them all. Yeah. By definition, no legitimate investment can guarantee a return, let alone promise your initial money back if things go south. All investment involves risk. Anyone promising zero risk is, well, they're misleading you, period.
So if there's no company, no paperwork, it's all done through myself. The obvious question is, how does this money supposedly work? How does it generate these wild returns?
Right. So the mechanism they state is that the money goes through someone named Ree, who then apparently puts it into flats through the council where there's cheap ones that they can get access to.
Okay, council flats. And it's not just one person's money, it's a group thing.
Exactly. The explainer says 10 people make a whole sheet scheme, fill the scheme out, and those 10 people get £300 back every month. So yeah, some kind of collective pool.
Right, a sheet scheme.
And that £12,000 annual payout, this is where the supposed real estate model gets, let's just say, highly unusual. The explanation is, at the end of the year, they sell these properties, apparently including places for, and I quote, domestic violence and all people's home stuff.
Oh.
Buying them, then selling them for extra more money. They take what they're entitled to, and then split the extra money among the 10 people. That's the 12K source.
Mm.
If we connect this back, it sounds less like a viable business model and more like,
Okay.
well, a classic way dodgy schemes try to look legit by mentioning something tangible like property.
Doesn't sound like any property deal I've heard of.
Not at all. The speed implied, the lack of process for buying and selling council properties, mentioning vulnerable groups, it just screams not legitimate. Real property deals are slow, complex, full of legal stuff. Quick, high returns like that. Just not feasible legally.
And as if the returns weren't enough, there's a kicker. A referral bonus.
Yes.
Get someone else involved, you make about 250, it's up to 500 pounds per person. And this bit. It immediately got the potential investor thinking. She mentioned people at uni, her decorator.
Of course it did. And that referral bonus, that's a classic sign of what you might call affinity fraud, or, well, a pyramid scheme.
Affinity fraud?
Yeah, where they exploit trust within a social group, like friends or colleagues. And in a pyramid scheme, the whole thing relies on recruiting new people to pay the earlier ones, not on any real business profit.
Which leads perfectly to the investor's next question. She actually asked, point blank.
Let me guess.
Is it like a pyramid thing? Like kind of thing?
Spot on. Absolutely the right question to ask.
It's a valid concern, right? When recruitment is such a big part of it.
Totally.
But then the person pitching it, she shares some personal stuff. Admits she got ripped off before dealing with big amounts.
Yeah.
Said people got really greedy and people tried to 50 me over.
Right. Building a narrative.
Yeah, and she claims she stopped doing big amounts, implying this 2,335 eyes is somehow reasonable and simple clean. On one level, it sounds like she's being open, maybe learned a lesson, but on another, could it be a tactic? To build trust, play on that shared feeling of maybe being ripped off before.
That's a really sharp observation. It's actually a known psychological play in these situations.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Share a story of being a victim yourself, build rapport, make yourself seem like you get their caution, like you're different now, smarter. It's meant to disarm them, make them think this time is safe because you've been there. Preys on empathy.
And then she gets quite defensive, doesn't she?
How so?
Saying things like, don't think it's like a scam or anything. There's people out there who probably say, oh, you know it's a scam.
Preempting the accusation.
Exactly. And trying to sound altruistic. Like, I ain't going to get enriched with anybody for $2,000. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Love. I'm that kind of person. You know, if somebody benefits from it, yeah, my blessings to God.
It's quite a performance, really, trying to shut down suspicion before it even fully forms.
It is, which raises the question, why would someone, even with these red flags waving, still be tempted?
Well, if we look at the potential investor's own situation, her motivations, it becomes much clearer.
What did she share?
She mentioned she's a single parent, 3 kids, working as a support worker, finding it a struggle with her hours.
Okay, so definite financial pressure there.
Exactly, and she explicitly said she wants to start putting my money somewhere instead of just spending it on shoes.
Mm-hmm.
She had a dream for that £12,000 payout to a holiday to Jamaica to see family.
Oh.
So you see how incredibly appealing this promise must sound when you're in that situation, genuinely looking for a way to improve things. Scammers often target people in vulnerable spots precisely because that promise of quick, easy money is so hard to resist.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And finally, the practical bit, paying the money. How did that work?
Simple bank transfer. Directly into the scheme operator's personal account.
Personal account, not a business account.
Nope, personal. With the investor's name as the reference, supposedly as proof.
Mm.
Then the payments back would go into whatever account the investor chose.
That simplicity might sound convenient, but what's the financial red flag there? Is that normal?
It's a massive red flag. Sending investment funds to a personal account. Never a good sign.
Why not?
It completely bypasses all the legal and regulatory safeguards you'd get with a proper business entity. No corporate oversight, no clear audit trail to a regulated firm. If that money vanishes, good luck tracking it or getting it back. It's just mixed in with personal cash. Legitimate investment firms just don't operate that way. They'd never ask for funds into a personal account.
Okay, let's just pull this all together then. We've heard about this opportunity, promising, frankly, amazing returns. £300 a month, $12K a year for just